But I knew this was going to be a suspicious story because the media was intentionally trying to withhold information about what actually happened. And it was really hard, even as a reporter, to find out details about like how many people were killed, how many people were injured, who the suspect was.
Who the suspect,
Yeah.
usually the first thing that people talk about. It took them forever. It took authorities forever to tell us who that was. And it's funny because really the only reason that any of us found out early on was because of the internet sleuths who did their homework. I mean, and I'm not going to say that they're always right because I think sometimes they make things worse. But at least in this case, they were able to find out who this dude was before the authorities had even said, yeah, this is who it is.
I know we have this. So this is so interesting. So obviously we knew after Kyle Rittenhouse, the day after Kyle had shot 3 people, killing 2, that clearly the media made him a white supremacist. It had to be white supremacy as the motive because he's a white person at a BLM rally. Therefore, for sure, we know that a white man with a gun must have racial motives. But like with the Coulter effect, you know when we don't know the suspect, anything about them, you just know they're black. Like I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
You know the suspect is black for sure, or like an Afghan immigrant or something. Like there's always some inconvenient fact. And what's so crazy I find is that when a white person commits a crime, that violence, immediately it's for sure white supremacy.
Yep.
Even if the victims or those who were shot are white. But when a black person commits a violent crime, not only do we not know the motive, but we also for sure know it wasn't a racial motive. Every time a black person kills white people, race is never the factor. For sure not. Like that's what's weird. It's like we know that race is a factor with white people, but with black people, even when we're finding out what it could be, we can immediately X out the fact that a black person could have rage and not value white lives. Like, so that's really good. I'm just glad that we're there, that black people can't be racist, even though like I've been jumped by black people and I've been robbed by them and they've called me a shaved monkey while doing it. But that's not racism. That's just
That's just like friendly banter.
yeah, good thing.
That's just some like gentle bullying, Elijah.
Yeah, it's like you're like come on,
Like
play along.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. I think so. I think what's interesting. Can we bring up this? I never said this right. Reuters.
I think it's Reuters.
I've never been able to say this word. I don't know. Can we bring up this article, please? Basically, what I find so depressing and sad about this, and I think this is yet another failure of the justice system. Again, because when are they not failing, guys? Is that this is the suspect in this Wisconsin parade carnage was out on bail from previous cases. Now, I want to highlight, guys, that the person in this case, he was let out on a $1,000 bond, cash bond, and he has a very, very long history of violent crime. And now, we were talking about this before the show today. You were saying that he has been charged with 5 counts of first-degree homicide. And you know, people always like to say in these cases that, oh, you know, these individuals when they're arrested, like, haha, they only ever bring in the white offenders alive. They only ever catch the white offenders alive. So to anyone who is going to parrot that talking point for this story, I want to highlight this guy was brought in alive, even though he murdered 5 people. And also, too, the information that's come out today, or at least that people are putting together, is that he did this deliberately. He wasn't evading arrest.
They tried. The people who just defended a pedophile, we're going to do a lot of dynamics of comparing the Rittenhouse case to this, not just because it's the same state and an hour apart, but also because they're so close together in time.
Because of the narrative, yeah.
Yeah, the narrative is like, immediately when this guy did this and you saw the images that he was definitely black, even though they kept saying they couldn't confirm his race, it was like maybe he was evading arrest, and maybe he was just accidentally ran over 50 people. Maybe it was just an accident. And this coping, Sid, here's what makes me mad: this infantilization and coping method to act like black people can do no wrong, to jump but not only that. But to always jump to demonize white people, to always, assume that white people have bad motives, bad intentions, that we're all racist, that, we're all trying things to hurt the society and destroy our country. And then a black person commits an actual act of terrorism. And the first thing people do is withhold information and then try to come up with possible justifications of why this might have happened. F*** that. Honestly.
Yeah.